Let me ask you here, bro, and let me ask the people out there watching. What's the better tandem? Tatum and Brown or Luka and Irving?
Oh,
We got the Celtics versus the Mavs. The Boston Celtics coming off a sweep of Indiana. Hollenberg went down, and that was just kind of all she wrote. Dallas crushed the whole Timberwolves and Ant-Man hype train that a lot of people thought the Wolves were ready.
yep.
Obviously, they're not. Kyrie, Luka, clutch in their veins. Got him out of there in 5. The interesting, matchup with these two is that Boston has dominated the regular season
Mhm.
matchup. They are 3-0, and these are the scores of the games: 124 to 95, 119 to 110, 138 to 110. Nothing close
Right.
in terms of these games. Now, in the 10-game series, a little bit different, a little bit even. But this year, in the last 3, the Boston Celtics has dominated this series. Right now, Boston is the favorite at minus 210. This is a betting show, so I will bring up the sports book so we can look at some bets and give us our best predictions. But until then, let me ask you here, bro, and let me ask the people out there watching. What's the better tandem? Tatum and Brown or Luka and Irving?
Oh. I
Right.
mean,
Who you taking? Who you want?
well, for arguably the best backcourt in the NBA is Kyrie and Luca. I mean, the difference is the teams. The teams are different. So the best tandem is those two. Luca and Kyrie are unbelievable. Tatum and Brown complement themselves well. But if I say, hey, I'm gonna take 2 players, who am I taking? I'm taking those 2 players at all times. The difference between the teams is that their whole team, as far as Boston's starting 5, especially with Porzingis coming back, no matter how healthy he's going to be, and
Yeah.
their bench, they're much deeper, and they all play efficient, right? So that's why you've seen the better team all year have done what they've done all year, and that's Boston. Where
Yeah.
Dallas had to kind of come along a little bit throughout the year, they're probably the hottest team is the Dallas Mavericks moving into this championship team. And the difference is their starting 5, they have good supplemental pieces in the starting 5, but their bench is not as strong as Boston. So I think that's where you're going to see the biggest change here. Although you got the 2 best players in the backcourt with Luca and Kyrie, you're just going to have them versus the better team. Will this be a long series? I think it will because Boston has a tendency to kind of choke a little bit, and if they leave the door open a little bit for
A little
Dallas,
bit.
yeah, if they leave the door open for Dallas a little bit, then it's going to be a long series. But you got to give the opportunity for Boston to have Game 7 at home and Game 1 at home. So that's why my lean will be probably my bet will be Boston will win this series within 6 or 7. I think it's going to be a little too much death for Boston than it will be for Dallas. And the difference is you can switch much better than the past previous games, like against Minnesota. Like it's not going to be a whole lot of opportunity for Dallas to be really successful to have to do their ISO screens and because they all can guard, they all can switch. You got Drew Holiday, you got Brown, you got Tatum, um, you got Horford, you got Porzingis, you got guys coming off the bench, you got White. Like all these guys can kind of switch off and help out defensively. So
Yeah, Kevin says Dallas got the best tandem, Boston in
for
6.
sure.
I think I think it goes. I wanted to go 7. I think that this is the best thing that could have happened. For the let me bring up the sports book. That's why we backed up like this. I think this is the best thing that could happen for the NBA. I thought this was the better series. Than what maybe with the Timberwolves, maybe a little bit more exciting, but um, you know, the tandems kind of build in the storyline. Porzingis was in Dallas, not too long ago. That builds up the storyline as well. And
Kyrie in
then and
Boston.
Kyrie in Boston, he already kind of spoke on that as well. Um, you know, um, I think it's going to be a great series. I really do. Um, I can't. I think the layoff kind of hurts Dallas more than Boston, in my opinion,
Mhm,
because Dallas was playing so well and they were
mhm.
on a run, and now they got to pause and stop, and then reset because of the week off. So I expect Boston to really probably beat them up good, and then um, Jason Kidd make an adjustment and hope, and maybe they might be able to steal game one. So you did kind of mention Holiday, Horford. Who are you like? Who's guarding Luca, bro?
I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a combination. I think you're gonna
You think it's
probably
gonna be a combination?
yeah, I think you're gonna do a lot of blitzing because they're gonna still do their run during their high pick and roll. They're gonna try to figure out if they can get that off.
Yeah,
If they can get that
it's gonna
off,
be.
then that'll be an issue for Boston, but I don't think they'll be able to. So I think they'll blitz them a lot. I think they'll blitz them and force some of the big guys in that to make a decision whether to
Yeah,
make a play or kick out. That's what I would do, and I think they can switch, so it doesn't matter. I don't think. First off, I don't think nobody can guard Luca
that's true.
because there's a matchup. It's a matchup problem because if you go too small, he's too strong. If you're too big, he's too agile to get to a spot. If you
Hmm.
overplay, he can methodically get to the top of the key, pull back. He's just very his IQ is elite. His game is elite, and then you always have Kyrie that can go off. But so I don't think it matters who can guard. I think it'll be a team effort. I'm sure they'll be switching off. It's not like when they're playing Minnesota when you play two big trees. You play two big trees in Karl Anthony Towns, and they never make the adjustment and leave Rudy Gobert out there. Then you're only leaving three potential opportunities for two other people to get. You know what I mean? Like they don't have to do that here in Boston. It's not the same.
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting matchup. It's going to be a real nice chess match between the two coaches. It'll be real interesting how they do that. And like you said, it's kind of the dynamic is Dallas is more clutch than Boston,
Mhm.
and it's obviously because of Luka and Irving. Right now, as you guys can see on the sports book, Boston is favored to win the series a little bit 2-1. Obviously, a little bit of value on Dallas being plus 175. Um, the game itself, it's 6.5 in,
It's a
and
big line.
it's a big line, 6.5. I kind of like Dallas with the 6.5 too. Um, going to be really, really, really interesting. I don't have many prop plays. I would have to go look. I thought there was some interesting other bets here that we can look at. I think Jalen Brown at plus 650 is really interesting as an MVP.
MVP. Mhm.
The only problem is if they put Jalen on Luca, then that crushes his MVP because it's going to be so hard for him to be who he is offensively and having to deal with Luca full time defensively.
Mhm.
I think it's going to be a mixed bag. They'll see what works and then adjust. Personally, I think Tatum would be best to be put on Luca just because of his length. Um, and maybe just a little bit more bigger body than anybody else. In my opinion. I mean, it's going Luca. You're not going to stop Luca, but Tatum's what a good 6'9", 6'8", right?
Mhm.
So that's tough. I think that's tough to shoot over every single time, especially with that kind of step back. So that's my personal opinion. But we'll see what Boston does here. That's the only value I see as an MVP is on Jalen. Nobody else really kind of sticks out.
I like
Um,
that. I think that's actually a plus 6.5,
a plus six and a half. I think
especially
that's
if
a
you
really
have
good bet.
yeah, especially if you have Boston winning. I mean, it's either going to be Jalen Brown. I don't tell you the truth. I don't think Tatum doesn't go. He doesn't go off. I don't think he's going to go off in this
30,
finals.
30 and 10 is not going. I mean, it's not going off, but
What?
he's
Yeah, but
good for 30 and 10.
he ain't been. He ain't, when's the last time he did 30 and 10? Like, like you got to really think
I would
about
have to
how
look.
he's been playing going into this game. He hasn't been playing great. I mean, let me just take a look at what he's been
Who
doing.
won the who won the instant? It was Jalen,
It
right?
was
Jalen
Jalen
won the
Brown.
instant.
I
Yeah,
love
Jalen.
that. I love that play. So he had
I thought
36
it was
and 10
too
against
high.
Indiana, and he had 26, 23. But then when he played like, all right, he didn't play anybody. Cleveland, Miami. I'm listening. I'm
You have
about
Dallas as a
value.
better team. You have Dallas as a better team here.
What?
Do
Better
you have
complete?
Dallas as just like the better overall team, like as
No,
a team?
no.
No,
That's what I was saying from the beginning. Boston's the better team because they have so much depth in their lineup. I mean, you're looking at these starting five right now: Jason Tatum. Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Al Horford. You still got White that's averaging like 20 points come off the bench. You see what I'm saying?
right.
Like White has really been the hidden gem. You can actually probably look at White as far as possibly being an MVP somehow,
No, no.
just because the line is going to be look go down, scroll down. What is it?
He's 35-1.
I can't see. Where Derek White 30. I mean, I would listen. I would throw a
No,
$20 piece on Derek White.
man, you better keep that 20 and go buy yourself a six pack or something.
Well, you can't buy
We're,
nothing out here
we're
now.
not we're not chasing like that. Derek White, bro, as
Derek
the
White.
Finals MVP.
Hey,
Come on, come on,
hey, listen.
come on.
Even
That's not even
fucking,
worse than scratching ticket. Come on, man.
Andre Iguodala got MVP, didn't he?
That was something different though.
Yeah, I know. It can happen. I wonder what Andre Iguodala's numbers were going into that Finals MVP race.
Fucking
Probably
100
very
to
similar.
1.
Yeah. No, but I do love your Jalen Brown here. I think Jalen
I
Brown
like the
is
yeah. I think if any bet that I would
it's
bet
the best
right
value.
now is the Jalen Brown MVP. I think it's really really high for him. It should be more close to Luka. It should be like 3-1 or even
Yeah.
2.5-1 in my opinion. But I do like one other bet too here that you talked about, and did it hit last? I think it might have been first round or second round. I think it was for this Sixers and New York series. And your bet was, let me see if I can find it. Your bet was somebody to hit a game winner.
Oh yeah. It was
And I love that bet
yeah,
for this
and
one.
it happened.
And it happened, yeah, and it hit.
Yep.
Is it finals prop? I'm trying to think. Buzzer beater. 25-1. Love the bet. Love this bet. In the finals, hopefully that game goes game 6 or 7, where you have Dallas as the clutches damn near team with two of the clutches players who love the moment, love the spot. Kyrie already talked about the whole LeBron big brother relationship and how he's been built for this moment. That like I'm betting this. I'm betting this. And
Didn't it happen?
I'm
It
putting
happened
two
last year,
units on
right?
it. I'm putting 2 units on it.
It happened. It happened last year in the finals against when Boston played Denver. Was that in Game 6? Didn't that go? Didn't it go 7 games? Boston, Denver.
Did it go 7 games last year? I
I
don't know.
feel like Derek White hit that buzzer beater.
He
One of the
did.
games, he hit the buzzer beater at the rim, right? Coming off a layup,
Off a
off a
layup. Yeah.
rebound, he puts it up. That was the finals, right?
Yeah, and they went like this. They went to go like they said
Yep.
check it. Yeah, it
Check
was
it.
in
Yeah.
Denver.
So it
It was in
happened.
Denver.
It happened.
Yeah.
So I love.
Give
I like
me 2 units on it. Give me that 5K real quick, so I can pay for this. So I can pay for some of this plumbing shit.
that plumbing.
Yeah, for that plumbing shit. Give me 2K on that, man. So that were my 2 best bets for the NBA Finals. Jalen Brown to win MVP, and that's a value bet for me. I actually kind of like Dallas in 7.
Okay.
I think you want this series to go at least 6 or 7. I think game 1 is gonna be really telling, but I just can't pass up the value on Jalen Brown. And the odds-on favorite to win the series, and I absolutely love the buzzer beater. Love the buzzer beater bet. It's a great bet. This is for me where I'm comfortable at. But if you guys are betting, bet responsibly. Bet your bankroll. I will put in the chat later on when we do the edits of how to manage your bankroll. A video I did, and some of the other videos I did from how to avoid mistakes and stuff in gambling. So don't worry, I got you. But if you can spare $20, even a nice 25 spot, $25 to win you $650.
It's worth it.
It's
Well,
worth it.
Can we take a look at Luka's points prop for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Just while we on it, I know we got some other items on it.
No, you're good. You're good. Is the player props out yet?
You know, be available.
They gotta be. Yeah, here
There
we
you go.
go.
Player points.
Yep. He got to be 29, right?
30,
Yeah,
31.
31 and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the over there. I think Luka goes off. I mean, not necessarily go off, but I think he gets about 33, 35. Um, I think Kyrie's going to struggle a little bit.
Do
Uh,
you? I like
yeah,
Kyrie's over here.
I mean, I love Kyrie as a player. I think this is going to be one of the games where he's going to have Drew on him. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a tough matchup. I mean, not nobody can guard Kyrie, but Drew's a tough defender, so
Yeah,
he'll be
yeah.
able to disrupt them a little bit. I think 23 and a half is about probably where he gets. So I wouldn't touch that number, but I think Luka benefits off that.
Yeah, I like. I agree with you. I guess I would pull um off that bet. I do like the under in Porzingis. I don't know what he's going to look like. I don't know what his minutes going to be.
I'm surprised
Um,
that's up right now. That's kind of crazy.
yeah, I would do the under here. I really do like this, and I like Jaylen Brown's over. I think that's too low. 22 and a half. I think he gets you like 25, 26 points. Especially his first quarter points. That's kind of been their MO. Jalen sees where he's at in the first quarter.
Yeah.
His first quarter points are really always been interesting to me. Let me see this head to head leaders points. Here we go. First quarter points. Love this bet at 5.5.
Mm.
5.5 over Jaylen Brown. So I got 3 bets for you. Best bet, Jaylen Brown. Value bet, even though I like Dallas to win the series. Jaylen Brown to win MVP.
You like Dallas to win the series?
I do like Dallas to win the series.
I thought you said Boston this whole time.
No, I never said Boston.
Oh shit!
I do. I said I like Dallas in 7.
Wow. Okay.
Which is tough because they would have to go back to Boston to win in 7, which is crazy. Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Put it in now. Put it in now. Well, or no,
No.
you can wait.
I just said I like. I'm not betting it. I just said I like.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not betting it, but I just say I like. And I want to see Kyrie win. I want to see Luka win. You know, we hate Boston, right? So
True.
I'm not rooting for Boston.
Yeah.
But I do like the Jaylen Brown because I just think there's so much value on him to win MVP at 6.5 to 1. So that's my first bet. Second bet, got it from BHumble himself. Buzzer beater, 25 to 1. That's my biggest bet of the series. I'm putting 2 units on that. That's $200. Our unit size is $100. That is $200 to win $5,200. If you don't have that type of bankroll, which is fine, it's okay. You can put $10. You can put $20. That is a lot. If you only have $100 of that of your bankroll and you put in $10, just remind yourself that's 10% of your bankroll. Maybe go a little bit lower. Maybe put $5. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pennies sooner or later equal $1.
You got a potential of 7 games for it to happen.
Yes.
It's a throwaway. Think of it as a throwaway. We think it's a short bet, but think of it as a throwaway to your bankroll and bet it that way.
I think the odds compare a buzzer beater in a game is probably very low.
Very low.
2% probably probability in a lot of games. I think in this series, that is more like 15%. So I'm willing, it's low odds for it to happen. But the fact that the odds of it because of the players that are in the game who are going to have an opportunity to have this happen and then really make the shot, I just think that it's a high value play just because of the probability. And then this play right here, I love this play. That'd be a 1 unit play, first quarter points, Jaylen Brown over 5.5. I think if you look back at his record, he's probably hit this a lot. And not even that. For basketball, to me, is volume. So whether he's on or not in terms of making shots, it's a different story. As long as he gets the volume, he gets the opportunity to be able to hit this. And if he's taking at least 5 or 6 shots in the first quarter, I'm okay with this, especially if they're one of them's a 3 or a 3. I'm okay with this bet. I like the 5.5. I think that's undervalued. It really should be like 6.5. Maybe even 7.5. And those points do matter in basketball, betting props. 1 point is huge in basketball. So those are my 3 top bets for the NBA Finals that we have going on here.